Namaskar and welcome to today's special yoga practice with Satvik Yogi. Happy Holi, an auspicious day today, also called Dol Purnima. Holi, yes, it is full moon today. So let us begin and celebrate Holi with yoga. Now that as we are in a standing position, please join your feet, your knees, hands folded in front of your chest. And this is Sthit Prarthanasan, the prayer pose. And we stand with our back and spine straight, with a smile on our face. You may close your eyes or just keep it open. If you're keeping your eyes open, look at a point at the eye level in front of you and gaze at it. And if you're comfortable, or when your eyes get tired, you may close your eyes make sure you have a support nearby to hold on. This is Sthit Prarthanasan or the prayer pose. Today also marks the first day of the 100 days journey towards the celebration of International Day of Yoga on the 21st of June this year, 2025. Let me bring the camera closer. Sitting in cross-legged position, Sukhasan, the easy pose with back and spine straight. Happy Holi wishes to you too. Thank you for joining. With back and spine straight, shoulders rolled back, so your chest opens up well, and the mudra, chin mudra, or the dhyan mudra, with a smile. Take a deep breath and out. Breathe in and out. Breathe in. Now sit in this position with your closed eyes. And let us attune our mind, body, and spirit and take a journey from outside to inwards. With our closed eyes, we take a look from the top of our head to the sole of our feet. Just breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. And just observe your body movements as you breathe in, breathe out. You may be bombarded with thoughts, afterthoughts. But now, when you bring your concentration onto your navel area, place your hand as if covering the navel area and observe the body movements with each breath. Continuing to smile. When you focus on your navel region and you're observing, at that moment, you are in a state of thoughtlessness. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. At this time, you would start counting 1 to 10 in reverse. You may count with me 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now bring your hands in front of your chest in a prayer pose, Anjali Mudra, and rub your palms. Cup your eyes. And gently sliding down your cheeks. Bring it back in front of your chest. And once again, happy Holi Wishes and welcome to this yoga session. Today, since it's the first day of the 100 days journey towards the celebration of International Day of Yoga, which is celebrated every year on the 21st of June. So we'll begin with the Yoga Sutra, Yoga Sutra of Patanjali, Maharshi Patanjali, who compiled the Yoga Sutra and the yoga system that was formed out of Yoga Sutra's work by Patanjali. The first aphorism or Yoga Sutra is Atha Yoganushasanam. Atha Yoganushasanam. And I chose to begin the first Yoga Sutra today, as on this auspicious day, which marks the beginning of spring, or in the Basant Ritu, the season, which also means now we are preparing or prepared in many parts of the world to enjoy spring, as we have come out of the harsh winter. And I literally mean it. In this part of the world, it is still very cold. However, it also seems like spring is here. So, what best way we could have celebrated today's day? Not only we are celebrating Holi, the festival of colors, throughout the world, but also great way to begin our or bring yoga into our daily lives. Atha Yoganushasanam, which means now, the moment. Let us begin the practices of yoga. Our mind thrives on thoughts. Anytime we think of any happenings in the past, or if we are anxious about our future, the mind lives. But it is the moment, the present moment, which we are engaged only into thinking of our either past or anxious for future that is unknown. Atha Yoganushasanam. Now is the time. The key word is now. That is the present moment. In wondering about the past, the memories, what has happened, and in being anxious about what's going to happen in future, we are letting the now pass by, the present moment pass by. The present moment is the moment that we are in. So, to emphasize on the first Yoga Sutra of Patanjali, which is Atha Yoganushasanam, here is a beautiful pose that we can make, which, according to my practices, I have found it's the best way. There is the posture, the asana that we take is the best way to not only stretch the whole body it is morning time in this part of the world. And also throughout the day, the best way to stretch ourselves and also how graceful. Yes, I'm talking about Parvatasana. So let us begin. Not only are we stretching our whole body, but also we are engaging, we are stimulating all the nerve cells. We are working with our spine, the twist, the bend, the stretch, the flex. So here how we do it. Hands by your side. Hands go up parallel to your ears and hands joined. Now slightly look up and back to the center. Turn to your side, making sure your glutes don't get raised from the ground or the mat. Back to the center, to the opposite side, back to the center, bend to the side, center, to the other side, center. And now once more, look up, stretch some more and bend forward a little more, stretch forward and back, release. Excellent. Now we will be working on more on the stretching of our spine, the back, the laterals, and how we do it. Hands by your side and just stretch a little more, but this time taking support of one hand and stretch, 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 come back and the other side. Beautiful. At this time, you could stretch your legs forward, stretch and flex. You may place your palms on your thighs. Rotate, fold, then stretch, fold, stretch. Now bring them together in Baddha Konasana. You may clasp your hands, bring it closer. Today we are working on stretching, flexing, working with the whole body through some beautiful yoga poses. And at this time, stretch, adjust your back and spine, and slowly bend forward. come up. Hands on the side, hands on the side of your, or on knees. Push it down. Take a deep breath. Tongue out. Make a sound as you breathe out, as you exhale with a loud roar. Tongue back in. Just relax a bit. And once more, stick your tongue out, mouth wide open, and you make a loud roar as you breathe out. Now just sit in this posture with back and spine straight, with a smile on your face. Just be there. You may open your eyes, and at this time, you may just flap your knees, and while your hands are clasped, Titliyasan, the butterfly pose, few times. And release. This one pose, which I emphasize starting early, practicing to start as early as possible in our lives, will help in the long run. I can I can share some benefits of it, as we may have seen our elderly parents or grandparents, that most of them start having complaining about issues with the knee, the joints, especially the knees, the ankles, the pelvic joints, and they find it very difficult to not only move, uh, or even fold or sit in a comfortable position, or just can stand for a long time, or sit for a long time, or even lying down position, the whole body aches, is in pain. So to minimize that, there's no guarantee that these things won't happen, but if we are careful enough if we bring about um, yoga practices in our lives, we will be helping ourselves, we will be more able to move and remain mobile. So mobility can be developed. So let us be back on, let's be on our four first. So to do that, all right, here is how we'll do it. So we are, okay, so this is how I can do it. On our fours, all we are doing is just, as popularly known as cat and cow pose, which is as you are on your fours, you would just curl up your back and your head goes down and curl back in and your head goes up. One more time. This is one of the most relaxing of all stretches. I have found that anytime your whole body is stressed up and you are not, the whole day's work toll takes a big, of course, busy day takes a big toll on our health. So now I'm in Vajrasan, if you can see. So my toes are, the big toes join and I'm seated on my heels. The heels apart and the toes are joined, and the heels are used as cushions. I'm seated on my heels and stay in this position, Vajrasan. Back and spine straight, shoulders rolled back. Stay in this position. Just breathe normal. And just release. So Vajrasan is also another meditative pose you can use to practice Parvatasana. You can do it because I feel that seated Parvatasana gives a very good stretch, flex, twist, bends of your spine. So you can be seated in Sukhasana or the easy pose or Padmasana or Siddhasana, Ardha Siddhasana, Ardha Padmasana, your favorite meditative pose. And even if you can find time for Parvatasana for about 2 minutes, it should take care of the whole day's um, toll that your body goes through, your body gets. It can really relax your mind body, and this is from my own experience. So Parvatasana is sometimes when I'm just too tired of sitting, standing, doing work, um, um, being on my foot, um, but just Parvatasan as we did before feels feels like I'm being rejuvenated. So please do practice, and also let me know, write to me if you have any questions. I would be glad to answer that. So the asana that I was talking about, that one should start um, from an um, early age, I would say, is Malasan. But I'm going to show you Malasan, how you can practice right from when you are in a standing position. Now I'm going to, so while you are in a standing position, so you would take just foot distance between your feet and stand. If you've practiced Utkatasana or the chair pose before, let me show you how we do Utkatasana. So taking a foot distance between your feet, hands by your side, and you raise your heels so you are on your toes. You raise your heels and you're on your toes. To strengthen your toes, if you can just walk on your toes, if you can walk on your toes a little bit, but every day. And the inner edge, the outer edge, this is the outer edge I'm walking on. You can reverse walk, and also using the inner edge like this. If we are able to use the edge, the outer edge, the inner edge, you would feel the stretches that you never felt while placing the whole foot during the day while walking. And now your heels. And back to toes. This is just for a few, within a minute you can walk using both edges, the outer, the inner, the heel and the toes. So at this time you should be ready for Utkatasana. Now I was talking about the asana that one can start early for a healthier life at as we grow, younger or older, your choice. So I just meant the words, whatever word you want to use it. But as you grow in number of years, uh, if this asana can be done, which I'm going to show now, can take us a long way. So the reason I mentioned Utkatasana is because in Utkatasana, we raise our heels, and as we raise our heels, we stretch our arms or hands in front, and then we sit slowly, and we sit while our heels are still raised. We are on our toes, and like this. When you have found your balance, slowly get up and hands down. So what this does, if you can do this few times to begin as a to begin the asana that I'm going to show now, strengthen the knees, the areas, the pelvic areas, the knees, and we will be ready to do one of my most favorite asana that I regularly, that I never miss in the morning, and that is my favorite malasan. Malasan. So mal, which means, of course, mal means bad air in English, but uh, mal is something to do with toxins and but malasan is simply helping the movement of bowel. So if it is to be done in the morning, just ideal. So what in Malasan, and Malasan also differs from Utkatasana greatly, because here our foot is well grounded, and instead of a foot distance, we take about 2.5 feet distance. But the foot must have a good grip of the ground. And now we, as we did in Utkatasana, we sit down, but remember, you can just stretch your hands out and start getting down, folded from your knees. You can do this, and as you see, your foot is well grounded and you are seated in a malasan position. So if I have to move my dupatta, so you can see, just sitting. So malasan can be done. So my heels and toes, just stretch it. Stay there. Bring it back. Just relax. But remembering to be using your foot fully, having a good grip on the ground. Once more, stretch it, open up your pelvic area. And relax. Just as Baddha Konasana, the Titli Asana, or the Bhadrasana is a hip opener asana, Malasana is also a very useful, not only useful, but a big hip opener asana. You could try this every morning. And but to try this, as soon as you get off your bed, you must remember to stretch your body, stretch and flex it, Give it some time, warm up your body, stretch and flex it, and then you should get going with your yoga asana practices. So now that we are in Malasana, we'll just release, we'll get up. Remember, Malasana, and every asana or every posture you take, you are in position. Remember, sthir sukham asanam, that is when you are comfortable, stability you have reached, that's your perfect pose. So you are not stretching too far, you're not being hard on yourself, you are just taking it easy, one step at a time, one pose at a time. Be in your sweet pain zone. Sweet pain zone is when you're not stretching too far. If you suspect any pain that is hurtful, painful, aching, that only means that that is too much. That is, you're pushing too hard. You're being too hard on yourself. That is Malasana. And release. Now we'll just end this session with okay. Okay. You're ready. Are you ready? We'll do some more breath practices. Remember the 3 steps to calmness. 1, observe. Observe your body movements with each breath cycle or with each breath. 2, equalize your breath. The number of counts of inhalation, you are equalizing with the number of counts during exhalation. And the 3rd is increasing the number of counts of exhalation from the number of counts during inhalation. To make it simpler, we go by the 1:2 rule, which is if 1 count it takes for you to breathe in, then you would breathe out for 2 counts. So, in other words, doubling the count. And hence, as you try and double the counts of exhalation, you are learning to slow down. And as you learn to slow down with your breathing, you allow yourself to become calmer. In Sukhasana, I'm seated right now, and we'll chant Om 3 times, which is optional. We begin with your normal breaths, and then we take a deep breath in and exhale with producing the sound, the universal sound, Om. Let's do it 3 times. Take a deep breath in. Bring your hands in front of your chest and rub your palms together. And this action is also called Hastmardan in Sanskrit. And cup your eyes and bring your hands in front of your chest. Open your eyes. And I wanted to thank you for your time. Atha Yoganushasanam. The first Yoga Sutra of Maharishi Patanjali. The importance of the present moment, your now. You are in your present moment, where you have the ability to exercise your choice and make change. I thank you for your time. Once again, happy Holi Wishes to you and everyone. Thank you.